Lynn. It's Stacyflynn. I'm a captain with Montgomery County Police, and I'm the director of the Public Information Division. And I'm here to introduce Chief Sroka with Gaithersburg City Police, who will talk to you about today's event. And I'm here on behalf of Chief Marcus Jones. Thank you.
Good evening. Today at 3 p.m., officers were dispatched for a parking complaint at 392 North Summit Avenue for a vehicle that was blocking the driveway through road leading into the Spring Ridge apartments. Upon their arrival, they made contact with the driver. During that interaction, they suspected that the driver was under the influence, and they began an investigation. While interacting with the driver and one occupant of that vehicle, the officers heard one gunshot that was fired from the top floor balcony. The officers immediately took cover, radioed for additional assistance. Numerous officers from both the Gaithersburg Police and Montgomery County Police responded. No officers or no citizens were struck by the one round that was fired in the vicinity of both officers. At this time, we've asked all the residents in the 300 block of North Summit Avenue to shelter in place while officers are searching that area for the individual that fired the gunshot. So we're just asking the community to shelter in place in that immediate area. I know there's been some confusion in regard to how widespread the shelter in place order is. And I just wanted to emphasize that it's just in the area of the 300 block of North Summit Avenue. As soon as we complete the search, we will be notifying the public in regard to the outcome of that search.
Did you recover a shell casing from that shot?
I'm not aware of that at this time, but it was recovered. We're still searching that area.
Do you believe that the shooter, suspected shooter, you all said it's another shot, that person is connected to the gentleman who was suspected of being under the influence?
I have no information that there's a connection to that.
Does the person live there who you all encountered?
Yes.
Does he live in that community?
Yes, he does.
Have you been going door to door there, or are you just relying on social media? How are you letting the people know in that 300 block whether they need to shelter in place?
It's my understanding it's being done through social media postings.
And the people who are now on the bus, folks who live in the community, who want to go home, who got off from work, who have their kids, and they're on the bus to prevent themselves from getting wet thanks to the county, when can they expect to go back into their homes?
I think within the next hour at the most, we should have completed the search.
And you're searching, can you describe how it is you're searching? Is it by air? Are you going door to door?
I'm not going to get into the specifics of that right now because the person that we're looking for has not been located yet. However, we are searching every apartment and hallway and any common areas of that apartment complex.
So you have a suspect? Who you think it is?
We have not identified the person.
Sir, do you believe the shooter was targeting the police officers?
That's still under investigation. I watched the body-worn camera footage from the officers that were in the area when that shot was fired. And from my perspective, there's clearly one gunshot that was fired in the vicinity of the officers. I could not determine by looking at that body-worn camera footage if the officers were fired upon. It's possible they were, but I cannot conclusively say that at this time.
Building off of that, then the union, police union has already put out a statement that the officers are being targeted, and they've been saying this for a couple of weeks, that their officers feel unsafe and that they've been targeted throughout the county. Is the current political climate putting your officers in danger? Have there been other situations in which you feel your officers have been in danger unnecessarily?
There have certainly been situations where officers have been in danger. Today, I want to just discuss the facts that I know at this point in regard to this incident. And specifically in regard to your question of that messenger reading, I'm here with and know what's happened with this incident. That tweet that you received there from the union, I don't believe they're here on the scene.
How do you feel about the situation? The fact that you have officers respond to this type of scene and somebody fires a shot. We don't know, you said, if the officers were targeted, but you know, as a chief, how does it make you feel to hear that?
It's disturbing to have that in our city. This is a rare event in our city to have firearms, any type of firearms discharge or firearms violence. But as you know, we're seeing this more and more frequently across the state and across our nation.
But in relation to your officers,
They're just being extra vigilant.
How many officers initially responded to the first call?
There were 2 officers, one officer's in field training, so it's 2 officers in 1 car.
Are you able to
When the
say,
actual shot rang out, how many officers were on scene?
I believe there's only 2 from what I saw in the body camera footage. I only saw 2.
are you able to say how close that bullet came to the officers?
No, it's unknown at this time.
And how large is that apartment building for people who aren't familiar with it? How many people live in it?
I don't know the exact number of people that live in it, but it's 3 stories. But
It's a relatively small.
It's a relatively
building.
small
Okay.
garden-style apartment complex.
Okay.
Garden style
Yes.
apartment or townhome?
Town. I think it's apartments.
Okay, where they have us blocked off and we can't see
Yeah,
us.
it's apartments.
How do you guys go about trying to, I mean, if there's multiple units in that apartment building, it would seem that one unit's responsible, many aren't. So how do you go about, maybe not kicking down every door, but also going about it where officers aren't gonna be knocking on a door, possibly with an armed person hell-bent on harming cops?
Yeah. Again, while this is still being actively investigated, I can't get into the tactics.
But
of
the
search.
tactics are still underway?
Yes, they are.
and you're recommending that people shelter in place. But obviously, if an officer comes to their door knocking, trying to get information, they can obviously open it.
Exactly, yes.
You talked about searching at the apartment complex. Is your search broadened outside of that area?
It started on the exterior and then it went in closer into the apartment complex. But initially, there was a perimeter set up for the outer perimeter, and now we're on the inner perimeter.
So you believe the person's inside?
We don't know. We set up a perimeter, and that's what we're checking to see.
What kind of charge or charges would be first degree assault if you,
At a minimum, it would be reckless engagement with the discharge of the firearm, and then we would determine if any additional charges were to be placed. That would be determined pursuant to the investigation, if additional charges were warranted. But right now, we want to locate the person first.
Can you just describe how dangerous this was earlier?
Now, anytime somebody shoots a firearm in a congested urban area such as here in the city of Gaithersburg, there's always a degree of danger to people.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
thank you?